going on, guys? The Cam's here, also known as Cameron, and welcome to another movie review. This time it is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Now, I had seen the Mission Impossible films like maybe a couple months leading up to this because I knew for a fact that I was going to be watching this movie. And I have actually kind of fallen in love with them. I think all of them are very good in their own right, except Mission Impossible 2, which is one we don't talk about. But I think overall, I like all of them. There's certain aspects to like each, like, I don't know, movie that I like. So with this one, I came in with high expectations, of course, and I was hoping, for, even bigger stakes, even better choreography, better fight scenes, a better story, which Fallout gave us. And when I got into the theater, started watching it, I got excited, I got giddy, and then I walked out of the theater and I was excited and I was giddy. This movie's good. It's real good. Now, we shouldn't be surprised by this. I mean, I don't think we should be surprised by this. I think, the Mission Impossible films, they're great in their own right. And this movie proves that with the test of time, they just get better and better. And Tom Cruise, he makes sure of that. And he's great in this film as always. As long as, along with the supporting cast, of course, Hayley Atwell, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Pom Klementieff, Mantis from the Guardians movies, and even the guy who played Gabriel. I'm not sure what his name is. I've never really seen him in anything before, but he was also very good. And of course, Vanessa Kirby. You can't forget about her. Every cast member had the right for being there, and I have, with this film, I have grown to like Hayley Atwell a lot better, and I've always liked Pom Klementieff. I think she's always been great, especially as Mantis in the Guardians films. And I've always liked Simon Pegg because I've seen his movies with Edgar Wright, the Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, so I've always been a big fan of his for a long time. And he was also in The Boys. And Ving Rhames, I only know him from these movies, but he's great in these as well. And it's just a really, really good, solid, fun time with this cast. Now, the story, I think, there's bigger stakes. There's, there's always like these world-ending catastrophes that are happening, and, Ethan has to go fix them, or, do the missions, the impossible missions, the Mission Impossible Force, or the Impossible Mission Force, all that, and they actually heighten the stakes, and I was very surprised because a lot of times, especially in the earlier ones, the stakes, to me, they didn't feel that high. But with Fallout, and especially with this one, the stakes are high. And that comes along with, being modernized and having all these different technologies and stuff that have grown with the times, especially since the first film. And it was just a really good time. And I think the stakes that were included in this film, I think were great. And the villain, Gabriel, which I had mentioned earlier, the actor who played that, he did a great job. He made me believe what he was saying. And that is something that you want as an actor. You want, the people, the audience that are watching your film to, believe what's going on. And I believed him 100%. Everything he said, everything is written. Your fate is written. You want to write yours, or you want me to write yours, that type of stuff, villain talk. Sometimes certain villains that talk like that, that's no bueno. I don't believe you, dude. You got to do better than that. But this guy, he knocked it out of the park. I think he did great. And the choreography, the fight scenes, I think there's a little bit more fighting going on in this film than Fallout. I think Fallout, it might have just a little bit more, or it might have less. I'm not entirely sure. If any, it just has the exact same amount, and the fight scenes are great as always as well. And there's one scene, Tom always has to have like chase scenes in the Mission Impossible films, but there's this one chase scene with him and Hayley Atwell that made me laugh really hard. And I was like, wow, this is different. I like this a lot, because as Mission Impossible films, you're thinking about, action, adventure, high stakes, end of the world type thing. You're not thinking of comedy, but this particular scene in the film, it was a good, well-directed scene, and, the actors did good. Tom, Hayley, everyone involved. I think Pom Klementieff was also in the scene, and she did great. She was a fucking serial killer in this movie. And, she was like, she didn't have a lot of lines. She mostly spoke in French lines. But she was great. I can't gush enough about the cast. The cast did a phenomenal job. The only gripes I have about this film is two things. The first one, there is a major like turning point in this movie that causes Hayley Atwell to do a certain thing, and this certain turning point, this certain scene in the film was just kind of blown by really quickly. Like, not a lot of it, like, of course, everyone involved, their emotions, the director Christopher McQuarrie made sure to put the emotions out there, but after that it was like a quick 30-second minute and then move on. That was kind of unsettling to me. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with that particular turning point, since a person involved with that was has been in these movies for so long. And then the second gripe is Ethan, Tom Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt, is talking about Gabriel and how he knows Gabriel, and how this person he's dangerous, and he knows it very, very well. But they don't expand on that. I get it. I get it's a part one. I get that it's a part one. I get it. And I'm sure they'll expand on it on part two, but why are you waiting till part two? You could have you could use part one as like a story type, like make sure you tell all the story, and then for the back half of part one and all of part two, you have all the action. Again, that just might be a nitpick, but I think they could have done a little bit more with that. So the rating for this movie, it's kind of like an Across the Spider-Verse type situation for me. It's a part one of two. I think it's better. I think it's a better movie than Fallout, but again, my thoughts on it are going to be a bit different because of how part two is going to land. So just like Across the Spider-Verse, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is a very, very good film. I suggest you go watch it. It's got everything: action, comedy, adventure, all that stuff. Really good film. 9 out of 10 is what I would give Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. That's gonna do it for my movie review, guys. I appreciate the view of this review, and if you want to see more reviews like this, please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It would be very much appreciated. It help the channel grow. And if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, what the hell are you doing? Like and subscribe, damn it. And I will see y'all in the next movie review. Bye.